Hello everyone on YouTube. Why do I advocate the Zeitgeist movement? Well, I advocate it because one reason. The number one reason is because I don't want to see people suffer anymore. I think a lot of people are just suffering way too much. I do donate a lot of things that I have to people. I volunteer, and I also try to pass out a lot of material and information once in a while when I get around to it. So I try to help people as much as possible. I've been helping my neighbors as much as possible, and they've been very kind to me as well. And I think the reason why I advocate the Zeitgeist movement is because I think as a collective group of humans that we are, is that we need to grow up and evolve past our old behavior and our patterns of anger and hatred amongst each other. You see, it's a cycle. It's like when one person says something, you say something. It's a cycle. It's like a continuation of drama, and we continue to fall in the trap of drama, and we don't ever get anything done. We just fight and argue, attack each other, especially on the internet, on YouTube, and everything else. And nothing ever gets done because we're always arguing about the problems. Well, this is happening, the government's doing that, and this is doing that, and the global elitists, they're controlling the wealth and resources. But what are we doing? The question is, what are we doing? Not them, because it's not them, it's us. I think a lot of people don't really understand this concept, is that we must be the saviors of our own planet. And I think planet Earth deserves a better future, especially our children. Now, I think the Zeitgeist movement is the best collective social movement right now on the planet for anybody to be a part of. We advocate, a resource-based economy, a world without money, where we share all the resources around the world. And, that's the whole point, sharing the resources. We're going to be getting to that point sooner or later. We're going to have to find a way to get to that point, because we don't, we're going to be very much self-destructive. As you can see in many parts of the world, you see the economic collapse. People are having problems with the monetary system. There's just too much greed, too much materialism. You see too much advertising, too much marketing. It's increasing. It's not even slowing down. It's increasing. The advertising and marketing. And people are so sick and tired of the marketing. So many people are just tired of the way things are. And I think sooner or later we're going to have to realize what we're doing to ourselves and to others, as well as to our beautiful planet Earth. I know it hurts sometimes to see people suffer. I don't like to see people suffer. I don't like to see animals suffer at all. I don't like to see the planet suffer. But we need to look at the planet as a living organism. Right now, we look at it as just one big rock. We don't think it's alive. I think that's one of the major problems we have. We don't think that the planet is more alive than we are, and it really is. It's a live organism. Just like with all the plants, the trees, they're all alive. They're not dead. They're not just objects. They are alive. And we're chopping them down. We're killing them. We're killing our own planet, our own home that we live on. We put toxins in our water. We continue to create devastations and blow things up and think it's so cool to shoot our guns and weapons. And we're all trying to protect something. What are we trying to protect? Our material possessions? Well, that's the norm right there. We usually try to protect our material possessions. But in actuality, the entire planet belongs to everybody. We stand on one ground. There is no borders or boundaries separating us or divisions. We artificially create those. We create the religions. We create everything around us. Everything we do, we create. We can always change it at any time. And the Zeitgeist movement is there for people to be collectively working together, that we can create a better future for humanity. And I think we can do that as long as people begin to evolve past their behavior patterns, the way that they're so unconscious of the way the world is. So many people are just confused. They're shocked. They don't know what's going on. Some people do know what's going on, but they just don't care. That's the problem. We just don't care too much. and there's no love, there's no passion, there's no caring in the world. And I think that's the problem. We need to have more love, we need to have more caring, and so many people need to be loved. They're lost too. You know, we can't always blame everybody else. We should be blaming all of us as a collective for what we're doing, not just a group of people or just one person. We can't be blaming everybody else. We need to blame ourselves for what we've been doing to ourselves and others. And I blame myself for doing a lot of things in my recent years. And I think I need to work on myself, especially my behaviors around people. And I've been doing a good job at it, except for it's a gradual process. You know, evolution does not happen overnight, but it does take place over a period of time. And I think sooner or later we're going to have to realize that a planet needs to be taken care of. That we can create a paradise here on Earth if we choose so. It's really up to us, and it's unbelievable what we can do as a collective human race. That we can pretty much change our planet on a dime if we choose so. I bet in 7 days we can turn this planet into a paradise. I'm serious. We can do that within 7 days if everybody works together to do so. I mean, that's all 7 billion people. Almost all 7 billion people. But we don't do that right now because we're all thinking about ourselves. We're all thinking about material possessions. We're all thinking about, is the government going to take my gun away? Is the government going to come in my door and knock my door down and have the SWAT teams come in and take my weed away, or take me to jail for smoking marijuana? I mean, my goodness, it's totally ridiculous how our society is that we're all looking for a way out of reality. But in actuality, reality is here. You can't avoid it. It's going to come back and bite you in the butt. And that's what the universe does. I mean, if you try to avoid it as much as possible, you're going to have something that comes up to you and bites you in the butt. So the whole purpose is, as a collective human race, that we need to work together to alleviate all the slave jobs that we have. You know, why I call them slave jobs is because we're slaving our lives away for our paycheck. We're slaving our time away to go to work, to come home, go to work, come home, and thinking that, well, I got enough money in my bank account, so now I can buy more things. I can buy more electronics. I can buy more jewelry. I can buy more watches, more hats, more clothes, more purses. It's like, why would you really want that kind of life? Is that life really enjoyable to you? Is that a lot of fun just to go shop? I guess for some people, I guess it is, because they don't want to contribute to humanity. They don't want to help. They don't care about the planet or the rest of the people that are dying and starving of disease and everything else on other parts of the world like Africa and many other places. I think sooner or later we're going to have to come to the realization that we are all one here. We are all family. We're all collective. What we do to others is what we do to ourselves. Or what we do to ourselves is what we do to others. So let's just treat each other like families. Let's start looking at each other like we all have issues, we all have problems. There's always going to be challenges, there's always going to be issues popping up because not everything's perfect yet. I don't think anything's going to be perfect. But it's up to us to really decide what we can do as a collective human race, that we can make a better future for all of our families and children and grandchildren. Because that's most important, is what we do now is affecting the way life is in the future. And the whole thing it comes down to is a choice. And that choice is love or fear. Do you want to anger, hatred, frustration, stress? A lot of that deals with the emotion of fear. Love deals with compassion, care, understanding, clarity. Trying to help another person in need without the conscious thought of what am I going to get out of it. That's love. You know, caring for another person without the selfish needs. I think a lot of people don't have that right now. They don't have that kind of love because they try to act like it, but they never really do, because you just see it all over the YouTube, you see it all online, you see it in your neighborhood, you see it in everybody else's face, is that all they care about is themselves. They think about it because what am I going to get out of it? That's the question that they're thinking in their head, is what am I going to get out of this situation here? What about how is that person going to be affected? You know, it's okay to want things. It's okay to be a little selfish here and there, but when it gets a little too much, that's when it causes problems. And I think as a collective group that we can totally redesign our entire culture from the ground up, and we can use technologies to better our lives instead of to ruin it and spy on us. And I think that sooner or later we're going to realize all this, and that we're going to have to fix the way things are and look at the root causes and come to the realization that we're all one. We're all family. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.